another solar storm. And we have to come to terms that this is the new reality that we're in. This is the new normal where solar storms are going to be playing a role almost on a weekly basis. Look at this 2 weeks in a row, massive solar storm. And we're going to be talking about current symptoms, maybe feeling overstimulated when you're in close proximity with people, how it could be difficult during this time, volatile energy that we're in, certain ascension symptoms that you're experiencing. And we're even going to be talking about coconut oil as an example of what's literally happening inside of your body. Yeah, I observed, sometimes we have to observe things. And if you're looking at it, you say, oh, this doesn't seem right now. What's going on? Well, this is giving us evidence to what can be really going on inside of your body. For years, people were programmed. They were under something called satanic mind control. And they told you that you had junk DNA. But now that we're understanding what our DNA authentically is, what's going on with all these energies, if we could see things that are changing, or it's a little bit different when we have a solar storm, well, we have to say what's happening inside of us. A lot of you are aware, sometimes when we have a massive solar flare, we could have massive earthquakes and increased volcanism, right? So just like how it changes the earth, it changes us as well. And those people that tried to control us, they wanted you to be disconnected from this knowledge, and we're here to give back this knowledge to the people. So if you're just coming on, please click the like button. Why don't you share this link right now? Let's get as many people on this live stream as possible. And even if you're watching on the replay, it's really important to get this message out, because these symptoms that we're experiencing, it's going to be happening, and it's going to continue to happen, because nothing could stop this. So let's fine tune ourselves as we give everyone a minute to get in. Grand Rising. Yeah, it's good to see you all. The solar flash. This is where we are right now, and it seems like almost on a weekly, definitely at least once a month, we're getting a massive solar storm, and that's why it's really important to raise awareness of what this is all about. Solar activity is directly connected to human consciousness, and we're going through a shift right now. But not only is it about what we're thinking or how we're thinking, it's also the upgrades for our DNA receptors. And the light is so important for us. The sun is so important. For years, a satanic cult, they put in the mainstream media, all these things, stay out of the sun, stay in the basement, glob on these chemicals on your skin. Did you ever see these commercials that tell you to glob on chemicals on your skin that leach into your pores? Did you ever see commercials like that? You could let me know in the chat. But actually, we're supposed to be connected to the sun. The sun gives life to everything on earth. All of life on earth is improved with the light of Christ, actually. And so why would you be anything different than that? You were lied to what your DNA is. And, it's not an easy time period, because it's coming in at a rapid rate right now. So it's like kind of, the hard wiring, it's like it's frying us. Dolores Cannon, if you're new to this, Dolores Cannon said we can't receive the energy all at once. It's too much for the body to handle. Maybe in the past 24 hours, you're receiving this message, you can realize, you say, you know what, this is kind of intense right now. I definitely probably wouldn't be able to handle it all at once. So we gave everyone enough time to come on this tremendous live stream. So I'm very grateful for the outpouring of support for this channel so we could get the messages out there. So just take a moment. Please click the like button. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. Click subscribe and then click the bell. Select all. We do daily updates. We had 2-a-days yesterday. If you missed either video yesterday, you could go back on the channel page and check it out. If it calls you to join our Patreon, we have more uncensored content, behind the scenes content, live Zoom meetings. We all get together on Patreon. The link is in the description. If you would like to support the channel and this work, there's a link at the pinned comment. We are in a new reality. When we were younger, we might not have been bombarded with all this solar activity. Some of you are younger. I know the Indigo children are tuning in right now. The Indigo children in the chat. We're actually all Indigo children. I did a video on that. We came in as waves of volunteers. But yeah, if you've been on this earth like since the 80s, like I have, we're in a totally different energy. So many people saw the change in the sun back in 2012. The sun used to be yellow. Now it's white with an indigo halo around it. And we're not talking about sunrise and sunset, but when it's high in the sky, the sun is brighter. It's more luminescent. It looks white, and some of you could see a purple or like a rainbow haze or halo around the sun. So this is the new norm that we're in. The sun is like going up another octave, right? It's another octave of energy. So when it goes up, it's taking a quantum leap. And, it's gearing up to make that quantum leap. We've been receiving these upgrades for our DNA over the past few years. And, as we are, taking it in right now, it's very intense to take in all at once. You might be experiencing anxiety and overstimulation. Are you overstimulated right now? You could let us know. As we're going through this, please, you could share in the chat and please leave comments if you're experiencing this as well. It's difficult when you are in close proximity of people. On my journey, I was in close proximity with a few people yesterday, and I kept getting agitated by all of them. I actually feel like I just want to, be alone because it got so intense yesterday. And, you could say, oh, it's anxiety, you're getting agitated, it's a bad thing. No, it's actually a good thing. It's evidence that these upgrades are literally happening. And yeah, you might be experiencing it even with not being able to sleep. But, on my journey, and you have to realize this, everyone is upgrading right now. We're all on individual journeys. We are also altering and creating our own timelines. Maybe you're in the proximity of someone that's trying to create a different timeline than you. Okay, or maybe you're both healing past traumas. There's all different examples. But, yesterday, being around, people, it starts to become very intense. And this is good evidence of what this solar storm can do. Overstimulated, like sometimes yesterday I was hearing loud noises and it was very overwhelming. Some of you on your journey, you might normally hear loud noises and it's too much. You don't want to listen to these loud noises. So you might be more sensitive to these very loud noises at this time. So, you know what, it's very disturbing. You do want to sit in silence. I went through a time period. Yeah, it's rough to be in public right now. If there's a small amount of people, it's okay. But, anytime I go in a place, it could be in a store, You know, if there's a lot of people, especially if I go to the, like I try to go to the gym, you know, before noon. I try to get in there early. But if I go there later on and there's a lot of people in the gym, it's too much for me. And yeah, I'd rather be walking on the beach. I agree with that. You know, so I can only imagine people that are feeling these upgrades and they're still stuck in the office. They're still stuck in those buildings that are failing right now. So it's a very difficult time period, and obviously people are all talking, and you know, if you're seeing things and you're actually you're in what's called the minority mindset. So not a lot of people are thinking like you. The matrix, right? The crowd is the matrix. So many people are still plugged into the matrix. We're just trying to achieve 15% awakening on this planet, in this realm, wherever we are right now. Where are we? Does anyone know where we are? So we're trying to achieve 15%. Remember, the sun, right, and the solar flares, it's expanding consciousness. So you already are in a minority mindset, and not a lot of people are thinking like you. Some people are still living in the old life that actually kept you in a prison. This planet was a prison planet. And some of you are familiar of the recycling, the Soul Recycling Center. Do you know about the Soul Recycling Center? What's going on in the moon? Anyway, that's for another video. The volatile energy, it's difficult. And we are very uncomfortable. Like, I am physically uncomfortable in my own body during this time period. You know, interacting with people might also be uncomfortable. And I want you to focus on this. This is an important lesson. And please, as you come and click the like button, it really is helpful so that others can find these messages. If we were comfortable, nothing changes. If we were comfortable, nothing changes, right? If you're nice and comfortable, what do you want to change for, right? If you're stirring in bed at night, you can't get right. You keep moving around and stirring. You keep changing your position until you're comfortable. So a lot of us, we are not comfortable during this time period. And it's done by design by God. God has kept me under like, I haven't been comfortable in. Can you picture like not being comfortable for such a long time? And the pressure is on. The pressure is on, but God is doing this so that we will continue to change. We must continue to change. And a lot of that is in the current energy. Mood swings, the highs and the lows. So before we get into the next part of the message, let's fine-tune ourselves. If you are dealing with anxiety, if you're dealing with aggravation, irritation, the highs and the lows, the ups and downs, let's fine-tune ourselves with God's frequency. That's what it's all about at this time. So, you know, the solar storm comes in and you might feel these mood swings. So we're blasted by this energy and you're feeling the highs and the lows. in the same day, probably within the same hour. If you're experiencing that, you could raise your hand. You could light up the chat with some sunshine. You're feeling super high. You're feeling positive. Things are working out. And then you go low and you're like, what, this is, you fall almost into like the pit of despair. And you get into that woe is me, and then you go up again. So this is the volatile energy. This is volatile energy that we're in. So we have the highs and the lows. And you might be experiencing detox symptoms right now, especially even last night. I've been experiencing this, and it was brought to light that many people are experiencing this right now, and that's why we have to get this message out there. Are you experiencing a metallic taste or a sour taste in your mouth, like on the back of your tongue? So you're like going throughout the day, there's like a sour taste, like a metallic taste on the back of your tongue. You might be called to drink more water to flush out this metallic taste. I'm looking at the chat right now. A lot of people are experiencing this right now. We have been bombarded with pollutants. We have been attacked by poisons for a couple of years now, right? Isn't that crazy that the humanity has been attacked with poisons and pollutants for years? Well, sometimes the light helps to purge these things out of our body. I'm reading the chat right now, and a lot of people are experiencing this taste in the back of their tongue, the detoxification. Please take the time to click the like button. Others really need to hear this message. So if you are experiencing that, and listen, it's just like simple stuff. Sometimes we just forget, drink more water. And really, you want the waters of the body to flow. When you drink more water, it's flushing out your system, clean out your system. And this way, you're feeling a lot better. But just like how people are more aware of, when you have solar storms and solar flares, how it affects the earth. We have earthquakes, volcanism, right? But it's actually affecting our body as well. So just like this purge is happening in the earth, it's being heated up from the inside. This energy passes through solid matter, and it could heat things up from the inside. I want you to, think about, an infrared sauna. I went in an infrared sauna, and maybe you have as well. And if you did go in an infrared sauna, you're sitting there. It's different than a regular sauna. I'm sitting in there like, it's like 5 minutes past. I'm like, it's not even hot in here. And then all of a sudden I start sweating because it was heating me up from the inside out. So on the inside I was heating up. It wasn't the heat touching the skin, right? The infrared was going into my body and it was heating me up. And it took a few minutes, and I'm like sitting there fighting. I mean, what's so great about this? And then all of a sudden, I start purging, right? I start sweating. It's all the heat is coming up. So, that is what is happening with these energies in the world, in these solar flashes, solar flares, solar storms. That we are the storm, actually, right? So you could say, what are some examples? And this rising, it really dawned on me. Anyone that is a coconut oil, do you have coconut oil in your house? I'm here to teach now. We're going to get the teaching going. Sometimes we have to observe. We could observe nature, right? I mean, coconut oil, I guess, is natural, but observe the way that the coconut oil behaves. And when you are the observer, right? Nikola Tesla said, I am the observer. You have to be the observer. Observe things. When I look at stuff, right, you know how it behaves, right? We talk about homeostasis. You know about your homeostasis. So how can we observe the natural world and apply it to what's happening to us? Oh, I see the coconuts are coming up in the chat right now. Yeah. No, this coconut oil example is really going to teach us. So if you are a user of the coconut oil, if you have, the jar of coconut oil, especially in the summertime, you could see that the coconut oil is usually, it's totally melted. You just keep it in your closet. It's just liquid. And then when it gets cold, it becomes solid. And then sometimes it has this, it's mostly solid, but it's incredibly soft. And there's like a pool of liquid melted in the middle. And if you have experienced that, the stages of the coconut oil. So now, it's 40 degrees where I am. And usually at 40 degrees, the coconut oil is solid white. Like if you wanted to take some out, you really have to scrape into it. And you have like a chunk of, that solid coconut oil in your hand. But, in the last couple of days, right? So we have the solar storm. How could we see its effects? And it was this rising, it was freezing in this house. I had to put a hoodie on for a while. It was so cold. But I'm looking at the coconut oil, and it has it's the soft, it's mostly white, and has that pool of liquid. It's not totally solid, and it's 40 degrees. So you can be experiencing things like that. That's giving us examples. It was actually back in the springtime. It was like 70 degrees, right? We could even, right now in the fall, it was also like 70 some days. But at 70 degrees, it was feeling like, wow, it's like 85 degrees. I could be, in a short sleeve and, shorts when it's 70. It feels like it's 85. We're sweating. Are you experiencing things like this? So when we think of thermal energy, it's a totally different experience. What we're accustomed to, go back to what I was sharing about the infrared sauna. It's not just the heat on the skin. It's something that's heating us up from the inside out. And our DNA receptors are taking it all in. We're very irritable. We're feeling overstimulated. We're upgrading at this time. Some people are asking, why are some people numb to this? There's really been an all-out, it's craziness what's happening to people's DNA in the modern world. Think of all the things. So, we have to really take care of ourselves. People are learning more about the DNA health. It's even in commercials right now when they speak about telomeres, right? The tips of your DNA. And we got to keep our DNA healthy. So I hope that this message is really resonating and is helpful for you. And a lot of us are feeling the energy right now. Let's take a moment again to fine tune ourselves. We got to soothe that energy right now. Yeah, Maureen writes, last night, air temperature in Rockaway Beach, New York felt fake. Yeah, some things are, it seems weird. People will gaslight you. They will mock and shame you. You know the truth. It's like when people gaslight you about the Mandela effect. So yourself, you're sealed in the forehead and you know the truth. So yeah, Maureen, and please continue to share your comments. It's so important when you guys share. I'm grateful for that. Because it brings us all together. You know how things normally feel. And a lot of people, when their world is being shattered, it's being shattered at an accelerated rate. Like the world that the construct of the world that we thought we lived in, it's fake. And it's not easy for those to digest that they're going to have to relearn everything. And reality is shattering by the second. And it makes people very uncomfortable. A lot of people are rooted in their ego. It's a true story. At the beginning of the year, I was told you're going to see who your true friends are. A lot of you are experiencing this right now. And these solar storms, the expansion of consciousness, it's going to continue to pick up. It's quite possible, Stacy. This is all a simulation, right? Because we're actually probably up in heaven, and it's our energy that's operating. This vessel is just what we're using to navigate this reality. Avatar 2 is coming out, right? Remember Avatar? They're probably showing us what is really going on. We're using this avatar, right? Our consciousness comes in this vessel, but what we actually are is our consciousness. It's our soul, and we're just operating this vessel. You like my vessel? I'm operating it. You know. So yeah, we're just like a giant bobblehead. You know. Oh, it's little Cap. He's back. He came back from last night. Oh, it's good to be with everyone. Yeah, so you really you're going to have to navigate the volatile energy. You have to have the ability to overcome anxiety at this time. Yeah, Little Cat makes the appearance for all of you. There is a lot of anxiety because we're not on solid ground. Even though we know that we're breaking down our reality, we don't know what's happening next. We're actually in the dark right now, and we're just trying to feel our way through. There's been so many twists and turns over the past few years. I'm sorry about that, Julie. But guess what, Julie? Better friends are just around the corner. Better friends are just around the corner. And that's why we're all syncing up right now. It's vibrational synchronization. Oh, Bay Area shares that pets help the anxiety. Yeah, that's important. You have to find the things that help your anxiety at this time. Anxiety happens many different ways. Always remember, and you might be new to the channel, the 8 dimensions of wellness. I have a full video on that here. If you'd like to join our Patreon, we have the 8 dimensions of wellness community. And when we talk together on the Zoom meetings, one area of your life, it might be kind of messed up, and some areas they're perfect, and you could say, oh man, I'm struggling in this area, and look at this person, they're doing so well, but you don't know, they might be struggling in another dimension of their wellness, and that's why we have to focus on that. Yeah, you have to be free of anything that weighs you down. And you're witnessing it right now. You know, you're seeing maybe entities, you know, try to weigh you down, grab onto you, pull you down into the pit of fear, guilt, and shame, pull you down into despair. Yeah, animals tell you the truth. I mean, if you're just tuning in, there's more animals walking around. You see the animals walking around in circles? But no one cares, you know, like these are the signs of remember they said the signs of the times, the end times. And some people will gaslight you. You're looking at animals. There's so many things that we can see, okay? Because of the developments of the digital cameras. You can even see me, and we're all connected. We're sharing, we're collaborating. It's actually a good thing. You know, some people are afraid of technology. You don't have to be afraid of technology. Just a minute. Charity Brown, thank you so much for the support. I appreciate you. Charity writes, time is relative. Relative is family. Family is time. Father time, and relative dimension in space family dimensions. Just came to my thoughts. Yeah. It's interesting when we look at the words. You know, there's a lot of things, consciousness embedded in words. So yeah, it's, I mean, we are family, we are relatives, and it's important that we all spend this time together. That's why I'm always coming on. As my Nana says, there's a time for this and a time for that. It's important to get alone. You got to sit with your thoughts when you're alone. Even yesterday, I had to go out. I went to a spot of mine totally alone. I was actually thinking about doing another video out there, but I just said I just felt, and it was really cold. I said, let me just sit here with my thoughts. And I wanted to reflect on this past time, and what has remained constant and what things are changing. Remember, you have constants in your life. What are the constant things in your life? And what are the things that are fading away by the second? Metaphysical Mike, thank you so much for the support. Mike writes, Michael, I have felt super energy sensitive in my physical body since May of 2017. I was never less like this. I am not from Earth. I never fit in. Yes, Mike, I'm not from here. I ain't from here either, Mike. A lot of us say that. Are you not from this place? Are you sitting here saying, I'm not from here? I actually want to get out of here? Let us know in the chat if that's how you feel. This world, the operating system, if you will, the operating system of this world is unfamiliar to you. Where you're naturally from, this does not fit in. And that's what the light is all about. And this electromagnetism is changing all of us. Remember, see, the controllers of the narrative, they keep you in this box of limiting beliefs. Incomplete truths. Write it down. You are electrical before you are chemical. That's why the light, you heal faster with the light than the chemicals. You need the light over the chemicals. You could write, I am electrical. You are electrical before you are chemical. And once I get off here, if you like to check out Ireland's live stream, she's going to talk about these satanic chemicals and how they affect you. But this is the truth. We're going through a massive shift. We're light and sound. We're electrical before we are chemical. Think of the nerves, right? There's electricity. Like you say, you have electricity in your body. Some people look at you like you're nuts. Every cell, 1.4 volts, over 700 trillion volts of electricity. This energy is known as chi. Chi energy. Yeah. Some people hear that, oh, you're a spiritual wackadoo. Oh, the chi. The chi. No, the chi is the energy that operates the body. You are electrical before you are chemical. And that's why this time period, it's like it's totally upgrading us. The electricity is flowing through do you see the electricity flowing through the body right now? It's like Thor when the lightning bolts come out of his eyeballs, right? Remember when we're electrical. Oh yeah. We're electrical before we're chemical. And that's why these solar storms are so important to our DNA activation right now. It's so important to our upgrades that we're all going through. Josh M., thank you so much for the support. Thank you, Josh. Just thank you for being here every day and for the attention. It's the most important thing. Bay Area believer, I love you. Thank you for being here every day. It's the greatest, just to have family, you have no idea. And please, if this message is resonating with you, take the time to share this link today. Solar storms matter. Yeah, solar storms matter. Are they made up of matter? Or is it just electromagnetism? Is it just energy? Or is it matter? Or does nothing exist? Or is everything just a vibrational frequency? I don't know. I don't know the answers, right? Maybe there is no, ready? Maybe there's no, and people's minds go, maybe there's no such thing as solid, liquid, and gas. Yeah, maybe it's just an illusion. Maybe the particles are just vibrating at a specific frequency that makes it manifest as a solid, liquid, or gas. Minds are going right now, right? Lynn Roberts, Lynn, I love you, Lynn. I appreciate you. I'm grateful for you being here every single day, my family. Kat, I love you, Kat. Malo, Mike, sending love to you all. I love you, Kat. Thank you for being here. It's electromagnetism. Yeah. Look at the gaslighting. Remember how they gaslit Nikola Tesla? Nothing has changed. We're still fighting the same war, but we're ending the war. The spiritual war has been going on and it keeps going. This is a consciousness war. And the solar storms are playing a big role. And nothing can stop. Do you think you could stop the sun? Do you think you could stop God? No. Nothing could stop this energy. Absolutely nothing could stop it. Yeah. It's so powerful. And guess what? Sometimes even myself, I have to submit to God. As powerful as I am, sometimes God is is knocking us down. And we signed up for this, and we could complain, we could kick and scream all we want. Listen, I share authentically. I do it myself. I say, no. God says, more pressure. Why are we under the pressure? Because nothing will change if we're not under this pressure. Sylvia writes, the taste is off. Yeah, please, this is really an important message to get out there, and that's why we share these symptoms. Are you getting the metallic taste or this sour taste on the back of your tongue? It's really important to share this. And this energy, yeah, it's the plasma energy. It's upgrading us right now. Oh, your DNA? Yeah, it's coiled. Your DNA is an energy amplifier. Are you here to activate your DNA? Why don't you light up the chat with some DNA emojis? Yeah, I love those DNA emojis, right? Those beautiful spirals. Yeah, your DNA is coiled like the Tesla coil because your DNA is an energy amplifier. So now think about all the energy that's coming in from the solar storm. And now your DNA is amplifying this energy from the solar storm. And you're upgrading right now. And it's a lot to handle. I'm not saying it's easy. It really is a lot to handle. Franny Lee, 1206. I love you, Franny Lee. Thanks for always being here. Franny Lee writes, Michael, thank you for your faithfulness to this channel. Love you. Yeah, it's my honor to do this. I'm very, no matter what anyone tells me, Franny Lee, I'll keep going forward with it. And we're seeing a split in frequencies right now. And the only way that they could stop you is if they get you to stop yourself. You have to embrace the energy. It's the light of Christ. It's the Holy Spirit fire, and it's burning inside of you. A lot of this electromagnetism manifests as thermal energy in this reality. Yeah. And if you're here to learn the authentic truth, if you're getting some good information, please subscribe to the channel because we have so much to cover as the entire reality collapses and a new earth is birthed. If you find this message interesting and you would like to learn more about our reality in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, why don't you click subscribe, give the video a like so it becomes visible to more people, and please share with one other person, because when we all share with one other person, we will rapidly grow our 5G community. Yeah. And I'm grateful for the outpouring of support. Please take the time really to take this link and share it on all of your platforms with the hashtag SolarStorm, hashtag SolarFlare, and hashtag SolarFlash. And we'll get this message out there. Please leave multiple comments on this video. Share your experiences. When you do that, others read the comments. It really helps the algorithms when you interact with this video. Yeah. And check out the channel page, and we're going to keep going. If you'd like to join our Patreon, there's tons of more information on Patreon and some behind-the-scenes footage so we could have some evidence of the connection with animals, right? You know about the animals, how the animals react to people? I was going to upload it last night. I got tired after the live stream. I'm going to upload it soon to Patreon. These are the real evidence. Watch the children also. Watch the children, how they react to people. You ever see that beautiful child and that sick satanic pope was touching the child and the child started screaming? Yeah, it's crazy what's going on out there. So when we're in tune, animals, right, children, they're more in tune with the frequencies. Over the course of time, we've been poisoned, fluorinated, right? We got the fluorides, the heavy metals. We lose this over time. That's why we're detoxifying ourselves. We're becoming more sensitive. It's very, intense. But the solar storms, they're getting us ready for the grand solar flash. Oh yeah, the grand solar flash, and nothing could stop it. I love you all. Please share this video link, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.